Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Esong and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This video is number 3 in our DevOps playlist, and today we are going to talk about cloud computing. So this is a very important video because cloud computing and DevOps work hand in hand. You honestly cannot talk about modern DevOps without talking about the cloud. So if cloud computing has ever sounded confusing or intimidating, don't worry. In this video, we will break it down slowly and clearly. Before we begin, please subscribe, like, and comment. It really helps this channel grow. So, what is cloud computing? Cloud computing means using computers, storage, and software over the internet instead of owning them physically. So what this means is that, let's take a server for an instance. Instead of buying a server, installing it in an office and maintaining it yourself, you simply rent computing resources from a cloud provider. So cloud computing involves on-demand resources. You rent them and you pay as you go. You only pay for the resources you actually consume. So in a nutshell, you use what you need when you need it and you pay for only what you use. Now, think about how we consume electricity. You don't generate power. You don't generate power in your house. You simply connect to a provider and you pay based on usage. So, cloud computing works in a very similar way. You don't build data centers. You don't connect to one. Or sorry, you simply connect to one and you consume computing power as a service. So this model completely changed how technology is built and delivered. So before cloud computing became very popular, companies had to do everything themselves. So they had to buy physical servers, they had to find space to store them, they set up cooling and power. They also hire people to maintain hardware. So this was very expensive, it was slow, and it made it very difficult to scale. So cloud computing removed most of these problems and presented us with a more efficient way to deliver softwares. Now, let us talk about cloud service models. There are different ways cloud providers offer their services. So guys, you don't need to memorize them. Just understand the idea. The very first services, we have IaaS, also known as infrastructure as a service. We have the PaaS, known as platform as a service. We have SaaS, which is known as software as a service. So we are going to go into each of these services in brief details. Now, let us take a look at IaaS. So IaaS is also known as infrastructure as a service. So with infrastructure as a service, the cloud provider gives you virtual machines. Now you can refer to as virtual machines as computers. The cloud provider provides networks, storage, but you get to control everything else. So with IaaS, you decide what operating system to install, what software to run, how the server is configured. So this particular service model gives you a lot of flexibility and it is heavily used in DevOps. So you control the operating system, you control networking, storage, and configurations, while the cloud provider manages the physical hardware. So the second model is PaaS, Platform as a Service. So with Platform as a Service, the cloud provider manages more things for you. So what happens is that you focus mainly on your application and your code. You don't worry much about servers or system setup. This is common for developers who want to move very fast without managing infrastructure. So you focus on application, you focus on your code, while the provider manages your servers and your system setups. The third model is known as SaaS, Software as a Service. This is the most familiar one. Now, examples include Gmail, Google Drive, Zoom, and Slack. So with SaaS, you don't get to manage anything. You just log in and use the software. So let us talk about cloud deployment models. So this will give us a brief understanding of how cloud environments are structured. So we have public cloud, we have private cloud, and we have hybrid cloud. Public cloud is where resources are shared and provided over the internet. Now, we also have private cloud. So private cloud are somehow dedicated environments for one organization. So we have public cloud like the AWS, we have GCP, which is the Google Cloud Platform, we have Oracle, and the rest of them. Meanwhile, private cloud is private to a particular organization. We also have hybrid cloud. So hybrid cloud is a combination of both public and private. So most organizations today use some form of public or hybrid cloud. So now the big question is, how does DevOps fit into all of this? Remember that DevOps focuses on speed, reliability, automation, continuous delivery. So cloud computing make all of this possible. Without cloud platforms, DevOps would be much slower and harder to implement. So with cloud computing, DevOps team can create servers in minutes, destroy them when they are not needed. DevOps gets to automate infrastructure, scale applications very easily. The cloud platforms help DevOps engineers to recover quickly from failures. So this flexibility is exactly what DevOps needs to succeed. So in essence, cloud provides the tools while DevOps provides the practices. Now let us briefly talk about popular cloud providers. There are three major players you will often hear about. We have the AWS, which is the Amazon Web Service. This poses as the market leader. We have the Microsoft Azure. Microsoft is widely used in enterprise environments. We have the Google Cloud Platform. Google Platform is popular for data and machine learning tools. Now, all of them offer similar core services like computing, storage, and networking. The concepts are mostly the same, even if the name differs. So, for the purpose of this class, we will be focusing on AWS Cloud Platform. The reason is simple. AWS is mostly widely used cloud platform. It has a very massive ecosystem, and many companies and DevOps rules requires AWS knowledge. So once you understand AWS, learning other platforms becomes much easier. So as we move forward in this series, when we talk about virtual machines, networking, storage, and even automation, we will be using AWS examples. But the core DevOps and cloud ideas applies everywhere. So we will not just be memorizing tools, we will be building strong fundamentals. So to wrap things up, cloud computing gives us on-demand access to computing power. DevOps uses that power to build, deploy, and run software efficiently. So cloud computing and DevOps work together, and understanding both is essential in today's IT world. Since we'll be using an AWS cloud platform, you can create an AWS account by following this link. By following this link. You can also check the video description for full URL. So guys, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe, like, and comment. In the next video, we will move into virtual machines, and everything we've discussed today will start to connect clearly. See you on the next one.